Hello and welcome to this section of the TI-89 Calculator Tutor. Here we're going to talk about graphing modes again, and specifically we're going to teach you how to save your graphs and recall them for later use. This can actually be really useful, especially if you've been graphing really lengthy equations. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put in an equation that we probably wouldn't want to retype in again. So what we're going to do to demonstrate this is go ahead and type in an equation here that we might want to graph. So let's do x minus 3 and then let's square this guy and let's add 4 to it. So this is a shifted parabola. It's kind of long. I mean, I could make it even longer, but you know, it's something that's, you know, takes a little bit of time to type. So let's go ahead and watch the graph of it real quick and see where it lies. And we will see that it should be shifted right over here to the right and also up, and that's because of what I typed into the parentheses and also outside of the parentheses, the shifting numbers. Okay, so you have the option here in the graph definition area. You can delete this guy, you can uncheck it or whatever, but what if you wanted to really just save this for future use? I mean, what if it were a really complicated equation that you really wanted to just kind of hang on to maybe 2 months from now? Maybe you wanted to reload it in there without typing it all in so you don't make another error or a mistake and so on. It's pretty easy to do. What you need to do is be in the graph mode here. Alright, so once you're on the graph screen right here, in order to save a copy of this graph for future use, you want to go into the Tools menu, which is F1. And you have an Open and a Save dialog, so let's go down to Save Copy As. And so you're in here, and this is where you basically type in the name of the file that you want. Now, it's important to know, what does this mean? GDB, that's Graph Database. Basically, the long and short of it is you want to keep it on Graph Database unless you have a great reason not to, because what this means is that once you save it and you load it up later on, and you open it later on, in other words, and you saved it as a graph database, then that means the graph is fully interactive. So you'll be able to trace on it and zoom on it and do everything that you normally can. If you somehow want to save it as a picture, which I'll show you how to do in a minute, then it saves the graph and all, but it doesn't leave any of the interactivity there. So you can't zoom on it, you can't trace on it. So unless you're really running low on memory, I mean, you really need to save it as a graph database all the time. All right, go down and you'll have an option to put it in a specific folder. Most people aren't going to care about that. Just leave it in main. Go down to variable. So just go ahead and give it some kind of name. I mean, you can type anything you want, but let's just call it C for right now. So we'll just give it the letter C. You can type in multiple digits if you like. Go ahead and hit save, and that locks it in there. Hit enter to save it, and now we have saved our graph. So let's